Okay, ready for a wild ride. We're diving into the world of AI web tools today.
And let me tell you, it's a deep dive. This website's got over 1,000 AI tools
Yeah, it's
listed.
over 1,000. It's like finding a cheat code for the future or something.
Right, and it's not just a random collection either. They're clearly curating this stuff, building custom GPT implementations.
Which says a lot, right? They're not just gathering, they're getting their hands dirty, really understanding what this AI can do.
Exactly, and they're all about sharing the wealth, making these tools accessible, like their mission statement says, gifting superpowers.
Love that.
Hmm.
But, okay, let's get specific. What kind of AI tools are we even talking about?
Well, you've got your usual suspects, the writing assistants, the data analysis tools, but then it gets interesting.
Yeah, like way more interesting.
It's like, imagine walking into a tech expo, and you've got your practical booths, but then, bam, you stumble on something truly mind-blowing.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me an example.
All right, picture this time machine GPT. You plug in a question, right? Not about what did happen in history, but what might have happened.
Okay, like a what if for history buffs.
Exactly, but think bigger. What if it could actually be used for research? To model historical cause and effect on a massive scale.
Oh, that's getting kind of deep. And speaking of deep questions, they've got Talk to Your God GPT, which, honestly, I don't even know what to think about that.
It's definitely out there, right? But imagine exploring different faiths, different theological perspectives, all through AI, the potential dialogues.
And it goes back to that idea of accessibility. Like, they're even offering college degree GPT structured learning, completely free.
Right. It's not about replacing traditional education, but opening doors, providing a foundation.
A foundation, yeah, like a launch pad for people who might not have those opportunities otherwise.
And then this one's a bit sensitive, but they have Resurrection GPT. Think about preserving memories, offering comfort, connection to loved ones we've lost.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack. It's like they're really grappling with the big stuff, the human experience, alongside the tech.
And that's what sets AI web tools apart, I think. They're not just throwing tools at the wall, they're thinking about the impact, the potential, the questions these things raise.
Okay, so we've covered the existential crisis. AI, what about something a little more, everyday life?
Oh, they've got that covered too. Let's talk about survivalist GPT. Ever worry about, actually needing survival skills?
Maybe not in the middle of the city, but hey, you
Well,
never know.
Exactly. It's not just about wilderness survival. Think about emergency preparedness, risk assessment. It's about giving you that knowledge base just in case.
Talk about peace of mind, right?
Yeah.
But okay, let's get real practical for a second. How about automobile GPT? Because I think we've all been there with car trouble.
Oh, yeah, it's a lifesaver. Imagine being able to diagnose problems before going to a mechanic, understanding your car better, even negotiating repairs from a point of knowledge.
It's like next level car ownership. No more getting ripped off.
Right. And speaking of specialized knowledge, there's Cannabis GPT.
Now, hold on. Before anyone jumps to conclusions, this is geared towards legal users, growers, researchers, right?
Exactly. Think of it like an encyclopedia for everything cannabis, from strains to growing techniques, all backed by research.
Like having a 24/7 botanical expert on speed dial?
Pretty much. And again, they're emphasizing responsibility, ethical use. That seems to be a big thing for AI web tools.
Yeah, it's refreshing, honestly, to see a company in this space actually taking that stuff seriously.
Right. It shows they're thinking about the bigger picture. But anyway, enough about cannabis. Let's move on to something a little more creative.
Okay, because that's the other thing about AI, right? The potential for creativity is huge,
Yeah.
like with their BookWriter GPT.
Oh, and they don't just have one version. They've got multiple iterations, each fine-tuned for different writing styles and needs.
It's like having a whole team of writing coaches at your fingertips. Whatever you're working on, they've got an AI for that.
And for the filmmakers out there, Screenplay Writer GPT is a game changer. Imagine brainstorming your next project with an AI, fleshing out plot points, dialogue.
Yeah, it's like having a co-writer who's always on call and never gets writer's block.
Exactly. It's about breaking down those creative barriers. And for those of us who deal with data, they've got data analysis and report AI.
Which, let's be real, sounds way more appealing than trying to decipher spreadsheets at 2:0 a.m.
Tell me about it. But seriously, imagine turning raw data into insights, trends, generating reports without breaking a sweat.
It's like having a personal data analyst on staff. But way cheaper, I'm guessing.
Let's just say it's an investment that pays for itself. But again, it goes back to that idea of accessibility. AI web tools wants to make these powerful tools available to everyone.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, with so many options, their website must be overwhelming. It's like, where do you even begin?
You're telling me. That's why they offer a master list download. It's a curated list of all their tools, organized for easy browsing.
Ah, so you can browse offline at your own pace, no pressure?
Exactly. And if you're still feeling lost, they've got AI Tools Finder GPT, a personalized AI assistant that helps you find the perfect tool for your needs.
Okay, now that's just next level. It's like having a personal AI shopper for productivity.
Right. They've thought of everything.
It's almost too much, in a good way.
Well-
Like it really feels like we're on the cusp of something big here.
We are. There's no doubt about it. It's like we're peeking behind the curtain. And AI Web Tools is holding the door open.
And building the door, by the sound of it, with all these custom GPTs they're making.
Right. It shows a different level of commitment, wouldn't you say? Not just using what's out there, but crafting their own vision.
Totally. I mean, they even call it gifting superpowers, which, okay, a little cheesy.
A little. But their commitment to accessibility is real, though. Free trials for all their GPTs. Who does that?
Seriously. It's like they want people to experiment, to see what's possible.
It's a whole different world from, a few years ago, when AI felt like this exclusive club.
Totally. AI Web Tools is like everybody in the pool.
Exactly. Which brings us back to the tools themselves. Like Time Machine GPT, we talked about research, but for writers, man, the possibilities.
Oh, totally. Imagine plotting out a historical novel, but with AI-powered accuracy.
Or crafting these completely alternate histories, but with incredible detail. Things that would take, months of research?
It'd be like having a time-traveling librarian on call 24/7.
Right. And then there's Talk to Your God GPT, which we touched on. But imagine using that to study comparative religion.
Or even just someone who wants to understand their own faith better, but through different lenses.
Exactly. Expanding perspectives, having those conversations that might be difficult otherwise.
And again, it's not about replacing human connection, right? More like adding another layer.
Exactly. Augmentation, not replacement. And AI Web Tools gets that. They're not shying away from the big questions, but they're also big on responsible use.
Oh, huge. Their whole approach with open sourcing their prompts, that builds trust.
Right. It's like they're saying, we're all in this together, figuring this out as we go.
And that collaborative spirit's everywhere on their site. Like, they encourage users to submit their own AI tools.
And yeah, it's like a community garden, but for AI, everyone contributing.
I love that. And for all the non-techie folks out there, their website is surprisingly easy to use.
Right. They've got these step-by-step guides, even for creating videos with AI, which is wild.
It feels like this whole shift is happening. AI is not about replacing us, but working with us, enhancing what we can already do.
100%. And with tools like AI Tools, Finder GPT, constantly evolving, becoming more personalized, that learning curve is getting flatter all the time.
It's like having a personal AI tutor guiding you along the way. But okay, let's be real for a sec. Not every tool on AI Web Tools is going to be a home run.
Of course. That's the nature of the game, right? Some tools are experiments, some are more practical. Not every swing's a hit, but you learn something every time.
And by putting all these tools out there, it's like they're crowdsourcing the process of discovery itself.
It's like open sourcing the future, really. Who knows what we'll find?
That's an exciting thought, right? That we're all playing a part in shaping this technology.
Absolutely. But it's easy to get lost in the weeds, so to speak. Gotta zoom out, look at the bigger picture. What does this all mean for us, for society?
$1 million question right there. It's like we're on the edge of something huge, but where are we even going?
Right. It's about deciding what kind of future we want to build with all this.
With all these new tools at our disposal, what does that even look like?
And AI Web Tools seems to be betting on a future where AI is empowering, helping writers with BookWriter GPT, researchers with data analysis and report AI.
Putting these powerful tools into the hands of everyday people, that's the key.
Exactly. And their whole thing about free access, ethical development, that sets the bar high.
It's ambitious, no doubt. But if they can pull it off...
It's a whole different philosophy, not just here's the tech, good luck, but actually building a framework for responsible use.
Right. It's like they actually care what people do with this stuff, which is kind of rare these days.
Totally. And backing it up with action, right? The open source stuff, the free access, that's huge.
It's a breath of fresh air, honestly. Like, they're not afraid to share the knowledge to let people behind the curtain.
Exactly. And that demystifies the whole thing, doesn't it? AI becomes less scary, more like a tool we can all use.
A tool, yeah. That's the thing people forget. It's not some magical solution. It's about how we choose to use it.
100%. And that's where the community aspect comes in. Ethics, shared responsibility, all that.
Because if we're all in this together, we better figure out the rules of the road. Right.
Exactly. And that's what's so exciting about AI web tools. They're not just handing us the keys and saying drive, they're building the whole darn car with us.
I love that analogy. So, okay, let's be real. Not every tool on that site is going to be a world changer.
Oh, of course not. Some are going to be duds, some are going to be niche. That's just how it goes.
But even the duds teach you something, right? It's all
Yeah.
part of the exploration.
Exactly. And with AI web tools, it feels like that sense of discovery is built in. You find something cool, you share it, everyone benefits.
It's like a digital treasure hunt for the future of AI.
I like that. And honestly, it's pretty inspiring, isn't it, to think we're all part of this?
Totally. But okay, as we wrap up here, I got to ask, big picture time. What's the takeaway for our listeners? What should they be thinking about?
I think it's about being open to the possibilities, but also being realistic. AI is not a magic bullet, but it is a powerful tool.
And like any tool, it's about using it responsibly, thoughtfully.
Exactly. And if you're curious, if you want to see what all the fuss is about, check out AI web tools. You might be surprised what you discover.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's it for this deep dive, everyone. Until next time, stay curious.